has been said that a man is as old as his arteries. Non-invasive assessment of vascular aging is now a reality. Introducing ARTSENS, a novel image-free device for early vascular aging assessment and screening. A vascular age lower than the chronological age indicates a healthy individual, whereas people with a higher vascular age need to modify their lifestyle or medications to avoid any future adverse events. ARTSENS is a portable, easy-to-use, non-invasive device that measures early vascular aging markers such as carotid arterial stiffness, aortic pulse wave velocity, and central blood pressure, all in a single test. It eliminates the need of expensive imaging systems and expert operators, resulting in reduced costs and expertise required to perform vascular screening. ARTSENS combines multiple vascular measurements and risk factors to provide a single vascular age metric, which is simple and easy to understand for the subjects.
You're talking about assessing the structural and functional changes on the vessel wall, which happen owing to cellular and molecular level changes.
So why is an early assessment of vascular aging markers in multiple diseases necessary?
Any changes in their structure and function which could affect their normal functioning is going to affect the health of every organ in the body.
My research strongly focuses on understanding vascular health as being the vascular age, with poor vascular health being predictive for development of cardiovascular disease.
Kidney patients, they usually die of a cardiovascular cause. This can be changed when we are able to assess vascular health at a relatively earlier phase.
Let's see how ARTSENS can tell you the real age of your arteries. To perform a vascular screening using ARTSENS, the subject either sits comfortably or typically lies down in supine position. Pressure cuffs are attached to the upper arm and upper thigh. The operator places the image-free ultrasound probe on the neck of the subject and slightly orients it to detect the carotid artery. ARTSENS automatically identifies the carotid artery, tracks the vessel wall motion, and measures the carotid artery distension with micrometer precision to estimate carotid artery stiffness. The device automatically inflates the thigh cuff to detect a femoral pulse and measure the aortic PWV simultaneously. The ARTSENS device has evolved from an early-stage desktop prototype to a highly engineered and clinically validated product over the last decade. IIT Madras has not only performed advanced scientific research to develop an innovative engineering solution, but also conduct extensive engineering and technology development to take its research to a field-tested, clinically validated product prototype that is compliant to prevailing medical device regulatory standards.
The ARTSENS device has been extensively validated in simulation platforms, phantom experiments, as well as in excised arteries. Then we have moved to small and large animal experimental validation.
In vivo trials on more than 500 healthy human subjects at IIT Madras verified the usability of the device on humans and established intraoperator repeatability and interoperatory reproducibility within acceptable standards. Multicentric studies on more than 4,000 subjects that shown that ARTSENS can be used in hospitals, clinics, screening camps, and even in remote field settings to perform a quick and reliable vascular screening. ARTSENS is currently deployed and has been extensively validated in laboratories, clinical and field settings, both in India and overseas, especially in Europe and the United States. Clinicians at Radboud University Medical Center, Netherlands, use ARTSENS to investigate the effect of inactivity of vascular aging and risk of adverse events. Clinical researchers at AIIMS, Delhi are using ARTSENS to investigate the role of vascular aging markers in detecting vascular toxicity of cancer therapy.
One of the long-term side effects of chemotherapy is related to the cardiovascular system. Now, this can include accelerated atherosclerosis, arterial stiffening, cardiac failure, and several other events that can occur.
It's much more easier to use, much more easier to interpret, and much more easier to train people on this, and much more easier to deploy across the country.
We are targeting to deploy more than 1,000 devices globally every year. And this translates to more than 2 million vascular screenings every year.
The ARTSENS device makes vascular aging accessible to a large population, both not only in the clinical setting but even outside clinical settings in a field or even in a wellness kind of a situation. The device is now ready for technology transfer, manufacturing scale-up and large-scale commercialization.
ARTSENS, your companion for a healthy and improved vascular life.